Hey guys, it's time for another book and movie comparison. But first, if you haven't yet, subscribe, notifications, and Patreon or sponsor in the comments if you're feeling generous. This week it is Under the Dome, this huge, heavy book converted into a three-season miniseries loaded with deja vu. Yes, you will watch this all the way through and think to yourself, I've seen this before. And you have. The spread of meningitis among everyone trapped in Chester's Mill, much like the spread of the flu among everyone trapped in the prison during the third season of The Walking Dead. The extreme social experimentation with alternate realities like in Lost. Everyone living in a dream world from their subconscious while their bodies hibernate in cocoons, like in The Matrix. And finally, a lot of strange alien hive mentality, complete with shadow government observation and an alien child who grows up overnight to become the queen of this hive and make everyone mine amethysts for her. Kind of like the X-Files, with a dash of some cheesy anime or campy kids show like Power Rangers. As for the deja vu from the book, I felt like I was reading an extra long version of the plot synopsis of Gummo on IMDb. A few days in the lives of the denizens of this Tornado Bay shithole who didn't escape the disaster. Only here, said disaster is entrapment with dwindling resources inside an extraterrestrial force field. What the book and movie share is the town of Chester's Mill and the descending of the dome, and the immediate damage caused by it. Some cars and a plane crash into it. A gardener loses her hand at the wrist. And while in the show it is a cow cut neatly in half lengthwise, in the book it is a woodchuck cut crosswise at the abdomen. And once the dome has set and everyone in it is trapped, all hell breaks loose. And the bad things about people only get worse. And there are grocery store lootings, riots, and mob mentality aplenty. Almost all of the characters have been modified to some degree. And to make good use of my time on this video and keep this interesting, I'll give you the most profound character changes, starting with Barbie. In the book, he's former military and a short order cook. He's planning on getting out of Dodge to start a new life and get hell and gone away from Junior just as the dome comes down. In the show, he's still former military, but he's a leg breaker for an illegal gambling dude. And he's not even from Chester's Mill, but now he's stuck there. Junior in the book has a brain tumor that he blames all his antisocial behavior on. And he's kind of an incel. And he kills Angie just as the dome comes down as retribution for rejecting him. Junior in the show has a relationship with Angie that is purely physical for her, but physical and emotional for him. And when she decides to break it off, he imprisons her in his family's bomb shelter for much of the first season. Nori in the book is a disturbed kid who gets her kicks torturing and dismembering Bratz dolls. Nori in the show is just a rebellious party girl from out of town who was on her way to a rehabilitation camp with her two moms when the dome came down. There are other changes in most of the other non-central characters as far as age, career, and relations to others is concerned. And I do have to admit, I had a hard time reconciling rock star Agent Schrader of the DEA in Breaking Bad, who took everything put in front of him as a clue that led him right up to Walter White, with this increasingly corrupt madman, Councilman Rennie. The dome itself had some sentience that was different between the book and the show. The book revealed it to be alien. In the show, it seemed overnight. No, it seemed to have several resources. Shadow government, enter Christine in season 3 with all the hives, and a little bit of alien influence, enter Barbie's love child who grew up overnight, killed Christine, and assumed her role as the queen of this hive, where anyone who was still in their cocoon was mining amethysts that appeared to weigh nothing, since someone wheeling one the size of a smart car around on a hand truck is doing so with no physical strain whatsoever. It also acted as some kind of a petri dish, going from constant darkness to constant light to raining blood, and in the show only, it can be communicated with through this obsidian egg that glows pink and is activated collectively by Angie, Joe, Nori, and Junior. So much of them saying the dome is trying to tell us something, and that gets old really fast. There was also a connection to it through monarch butterflies, and there's just so much diversity to it, each change getting more far-fetched and ludicrous than the last, that it's kind of no wonder that this show lost steam after it started to resemble a discount X-Files movie. In the book, I do not recall any monarch butterflies, shadow corporations, glowing eggs, cocoons, or amethysts. It was one disaster after another, like the Mist on steroids. But the dome wasn't as isolating in the book. Rainwater could get through, and so did sound. But all law enforcement was stuck outside of it. No police, no firefighters, and increasing tensions between Barbie and Big Jim Rennie. And one particularly disgusting campaign against Barbie that that brought Gummo to mind was when they had him in jail. And when they went to feed him, they first defiled a bowl of Special K with lung butter and nose gold. Just reading that nearly summoned my gag reflex. At least they hung on to much of their social graces in the show. And that is it for Under the Dome. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave me a comment and tag the like button. I'll see you back next week for the 3rd season of The Expanse.